Hello and welcome back to Red Gaming Tech for yet more of your daily gaming news with myself, Amata. Today is the 4th of October and this time I'm bringing you something a little bit different concerning Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, as you might expect, almost predictably, Grand Theft Auto 5 has come under fire a lot, basically from people pointing the finger and saying that it has been the cause of much violence and is basically encouraging and glamorizing violence. Now, what's rather interesting is that the leading cast members, the voice actors for Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, have actually responded to these accusations that they are encouraging and glamorizing violence. Now, when speaking with PC Advisor, the voice actor Ned Luke, who is the guy behind Michael DeSanta, has said, quote, "Anyone who's had any conception at all about the games and hasn't played them should go play the games before they open their mouths. The biggest misconception is that it glamorizes violence. It really doesn't. If you look at my character, Michael, he's rich, but he's a miserable man. Even in the commercials you see that. This is a guy who's struggling with his life's decisions. If you want to take something out of the game, take out of it that there's this guy who loves his family, who's kind of lost. He's trying to hold it together. He's trying to become a good guy, but he can't. He just has all these demons that he's battling. It's the struggle. Take that and look at how he loves his family, even though he wants to kill them. And that's what it is. Look for the relationships. Look for the humour. Look for the irony and the satire in the game. That's another big misconception. What, do they think we're serious? And he also stated that the game should not be accepted as reality, but more of a power trip. And he continued, quote, GTA allows you to tap into everything that you can't do in real life. In real life, you can't go out and rampage and do all these bad things. Gangster movies has been a huge forever. Godfather, Casino, Goodfellas, all the way back to Jimmy Cagney. People lose themselves in the bad boy, and there isn't anybody badder than the dudes in GTA. That's why they're so popular. You can actually go out and do all these horrible things. As an actor, I got to go out and do all these crazy things and go back to my home to my wife and son and go to the backyard and throw a baseball around like a normal all-American dad. I think that's what these games are. People who take them too seriously and go, oh, this is life. No, this isn't life. This is imagination. It's just fun. You definitely don't want GTA raising your children, but it's not a bad release from them when you need to get away. Now, as you might expect, the character that has received the most mass criticism is Trevor Phillips. Now, his particular character is very much, well, he's a psychopath essentially, and whenever you switch to him you can find him doing a variety of crazy things, and of course has come under fire from various people. And the voice actor, who's of course Stephen Ogg, and he said, quote, "The hypocrisy drives me crazy. It just sets the wrong focus. Why not talk about gun control? Why not talk about parenting? Why not talk of lack of family values? There are so many other things to talk about. Look what's on TV. Breaking Bad had that episode where so-and-so got his face blown off. There's some intense stuff out there. Video games are just an easy scapegoat. My nephew plays this game. I asked my sister if she was worried because there's some pretty nasty stuff in there, and she said, I know he's not going to go to school tomorrow with a gun. He's not like that." Now, Franklin as a character is pretty much the middleman between Michael and Trevor. And Trevor is pretty much the wild card, is doing all these crazy and out there things, and Michael is the other side, whereas Franklin is very much in the middle. And he's probably the character that's come under the least amount of criticism, but the voice actor Sean Fonteno still had this to say. "I know a few people that live in that kind of violent lifestyle, and when they play DJ, they can relate to it. It has an impact to the point that they're happy that they can just play it in the game and not have to relive it in real life. And that's the big thing with this, man. It's just a video game, and people that live that life and done them things, as I did, can just have fun with it in a game. You can leave it there and nobody's getting hurt and you're just having fun. People already have it in their mind that GTA is for kids because it's a game. They hear about the violence and they're instantly going to attack because it's a game. Now, if it's a movie, it'll be a different story, and those same people will be out there supporting it. GTA 5 is like a movie. Once they get the game in their hands, they'll see. It says it's bigger day, mature. It's not for the kids to go get. It's for mature audiences only. If kids get it, then that's on their parents." And there you have it. That's all they had to say on the matter. And obviously, as you might expect, I am in complete agreement with what Sean just had to say. Even here, everywhere in the world, when you pick up a game and it's a mature one such as GTA, it will display that on the front. In the US, it will say mature, and here in the UK, it will say Peggy 18 on the front. So it's clearly saying This is meant to be played by 18 years and older. This game is not for children. That is pretty clear. You know, when you go to, your local DVD shop or whatever, excuse me, and you pick up the latest horror film, the latest Saw movie, for example, it will say on the front 18, but you don't see people complaining that that's encouraging violence in children because, well, people know that's not for kids, and yet the same logic doesn't seem to apply in their minds to video games. They assume that it's because it's a game, it must be for children, right? Well, no, because it has the word mature or the numbers 18 on the front. It's not meant for children in the slightest, and if a parent decides to ignore that and buy it for their kid who's like 10 or whatever, then that's their choice. Now, I don't think that buying it for that child would do any damage, personally, but you don't want to be putting ideas in a young, impressionable child's mind and letting them play games like that when they're that young. It's simple as that. Those ratings are there for a reason, and basically they should pay attention to them. All these finger pointing needs to stop. Now, obviously, gaming is just the flavour of the month, essentially, where it's the current scapegoat, the thing that gets blamed for all the bad things happening that we can't explain, and everything has had its turn in the limelight as that particular role, and unfortunately video games have been in that role for quite some time and probably will unfortunately remain to be so. Hopefully these words get through to some people who perhaps may have some misconceptions, but we'll have to see. I'm glad they've spoken out, because this whole video games cause violence thing was ridiculous a long time ago, and I just want the whole thing to go away. Anyway, that's me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.